Good morning, everybody. I'm going to take you outside and we're going to take a peek at the garden. Alright, I got Mr. Oliver with me. He's in his riding vest. I keep a vest on him because it snaps into the seat belt. Before we get started, we're going to start in the breezeway. If you hear talking in the background, that's radio for security reasons. What we have here is my avocado. This is a Joey. And as you can see, she is budded out. Look at those beautiful buds on her. She is gorgeous. Now, she will open either a male or female flowers in the morning and either male or female at night. Oh, goodness. And when she does that, she self-pollinates, so that's good. I've got, let's check over here. I had passion seeds started, but they're not going to grow. And what I learned about them, I think it's probably good they don't. I didn't realize they would shoot out 30 feet. And these are my peppers. These are salsa blend, and these are bell peppers. Those were old seeds. I just wanted to see if they would come up, and they did. Over here, I'm building something. From City Lot Garden, he suggested DP sweet onions, and that's what I have growing here. And my artichokes, which are slowly but surely coming up. This is my second batch. And then I have mint and sawdust. I have mint I've got to plant. This is chocolate mint. I use it as ground cover. Hey, I know it's invasive. That is the plan. Alright, this is the back way out of my house. You see this dilapidated building. I got to tear it down next fall. I finally got a contractor to come out. He priced me to frame in 2 walls, so that's another project coming up. And here we go. It frosted the other night, and I'm letting all of these frost covers dry out. Alright, what we have here is an improved Meyer lemon. Now what you're going to see on my citrus is that they're kind of dead at the top and no leaves and stuff like that. Oliver, no. Anyway, they got frostburn, and they went into shock because these are only been in the ground 1 season, and so the tops of them are leafless, but they are putting on new growth. And as you can see, all that new growth down there, so they look really good. This is the queen of the garden. This is my Satsuma orange, and it produced last year, and I tell you what, those were the most sweet oranges I have ever had. And as you can see, she had some frostbite as well, and so she's got new growth and buds. She's covered in new growth and buds, and she looks wonderful. She was the first fruit tree I planted in my life. I mean, her trunk is so thick, and she's just beautiful. Just a beautiful tree. Over here I have some lemon coral sedum. It overwintered even in the snow. It did really, really well. I just liked it, so I just put it in this pot. What is it? What is it, Mr. Oliver? Ollie, what is it? Now we'll go over here. This is my Redskin peach, and she is putting her leaves out. Now she produced some peaches last year, and the raccoons got them, but I managed to get a couple, and they were very sweet, but they're only about that big around, but they're very, very sweet. These are not like the peaches you buy in the store. She's loaded in buds. She's getting ready to go. This one took a hint. This was a, I think it's another Satsuma. The dog ate the tags off, so I'll have to go back, but these are my other citrus, and they're doing good. Over here, I think this is a blood orange. The leaves look healthy. And this one I don't think is putting on any buds. It shouldn't, because these few citrus here, and you'll see a real sick one over here, were planted last spring or last fall. They haven't been in the ground that long. This is a red plum, and she is loaded in blooms. Look how pretty those blooms are. Now she did not, this is her 4th season, and she has not produced fruit before, but I've never seen her bloom like this before either. She only had like a couple of blooms, but I think this year is her year to shine. I really do. Look at all those beautiful blooms. And she's about 8 feet tall, and I think I'm going to let her get a little bit taller, and then I'm going to top her out because I don't want her too tall. There's only a few select trees out here that I want to grow to their full potential. And this is I want to say it's a pear or an apple. I cannot remember what this is. It'll come to me later. But she's starting to leaf out too. Now I did treat all of my plants with dormant, so they should be okay. I think this is an apple. I cannot remember, guys. I am so sorry. Oliver, quit eating mulch, baby. He doesn't eat it, just chews it. This is a Florida home pear. Florida home pear. And she's starting to leaf out. Now, she's never bloomed before. This is her 3rd or 4th season out here. And I'd say she's about 10 feet tall. And over here I have an Anna apple, I think, or is this Pink Lady? This is a Pink Lady apple. And she's slow. She's taking her time this year. I haven't gotten any apples yet, but this is her 3rd season out here. And I can't wait to get apples. Alright, so over here I'll show you my raised beds. I can build 2 of these for around $70. I do have a video about that. These are my peppers. I think it's warm enough now. I had my last frost date about 24 hours ago. So these are good to go ahead and uncover and let them do their thing. Whoa, I don't know what that was about. Now, I did a video on how to save your seedlings from freezing, and that was this bed. I did make one mistake. I forgot to take the plastic off, and they overheated, so I lost a few. But that was okay. I overplanted to begin with. But they are doing good, and they are coming along, and I'll have more on the way. Here's a dill. But they did overwinter in below freezing temperatures, so that was a good plan right there. I have blackbirds in the yard, so this time of year they'll come and pick out your seedlings, and these are carrots. Let me see if I can't pull this up. Yeah, there we go. I'm not trying to protect them from bugs. But these are carrots. Plus, if the dog sees the netting on the top, he doesn't try to climb in the beds. These are only 2 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Over here, I have a kale collard mix. They cross-pollinated, and my neighbor loves to eat collards. So I'm protecting these from worms or caterpillar, and this bed is empty. This is going on its 3rd season, and these will grow as long as you let them. They get pretty tall. And over here, this bed is basically, I think this is a volunteer dill. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to let it go to seed. I have some oregano and some carrots. I had some seeds left over, and I just tossed them in here. I picked these for my client. He's doing fine. Alright, over here is my potato bed. I do have some potatoes coming up. I already have a video out. I planted these Valentine's Day, and it's March the 9th or 8th, I'm sorry. This bed is empty. This is going to be my bell pepper bed, and unfortunately I didn't know any better, and I planted long day onions. These are Not Walla Wallas. I think these are Walla Wallas. And I can't plant those. And have a volunteer bitter melon coming up. And I think those are poppies. Or cosmos. So I'm just going to see how far I get with these. If I don't, then lesson learned. This is my nursery bed. These are my artichokes. I had to hide them from the wind because we had some severe winds come through. And they're doing okay. I got more germinating, as you saw earlier in the seed trays. I need to finish filling this bed, and then pot these up and then put them out. They are going to go over here. Artichokes live to be about 5 years old, and artichokes go for about $4 a piece. So if I have enough artichokes for this bed over here, I'm killing the grass and the weeds. And I'm going to burn holes and stagger them. And they won't miss any sun over here because of these trees. But they'll get most of the sun during the day. So I'm going to stagger my artichokes. And at $5 a piece, that's a pretty good haul. We got about a ½ an inch rain when those storms came through. I don't know if I'm going to grow anything on my arch trellis this year. I've got to kill this bed. Unfortunately, I have a few. I got a volunteer alyssum, and I have some carrots left over. My clients like the baby carrots, and then it's full of weeds. And the reason I haven't done anything with it, is because it is full of ants. So I've got to kill this bed. I've tried everything and I can't get rid of them. It's a little cold, so they're not going to stir as easy, but it's just full of ants. Over here is my cabbage. And of course, you got to keep your cabbage covered. And I think those are cosmos. I don't know what that plant is. But it's just cheers, cabbage, and dill. And this bed is empty. This is going to be my habanero bed. If you guys seen before, I have on other videos, I have had tons of habaneros. I'm going to be building another bed, a few more beds actually. And if you notice the weeds, that is wild geranium, and I got a various clover and other plants. I'll let them go to seed. This is a pineapple guava, and it's not doing as well, and I'll show you my other guava. These were planted at the same time, and they were the same size, but since my grandfather tilled and tilled and tilled all the way up to where you see that pear, that's why I have to plant and raise beds, because of the weeds, the ants, and nothing. Things will kind of grow, but they really don't thrive out here. So they just kind of they just kind of linger. And this is a loquat. I had one I planted the same time as this, and it got huge, but the mole got it. But they just don't do well. Nothing does well out here except for this pear and this mulberry. And this is my Pakistan mulberry, and it is loaded in blooms. Look at the baby mulberries already ready to come out. And the birds love them. The birds generally get my mulberry before I do, but it's a little too tall for netting, but I think I could probably net half this tree and just share half with the birds. But it looks so good. Look at all these immature mulberry. I mean, this has been a very prolific tree, and I did fertilize already. And this is an Anna apple, and she's thinking about it. My apples love to take their time to come out. And I'm sorry if you're backlit. And I have a pathetic looking blueberry. I think this is rabbit eye. But I did fertilize all these. They're just slow to wake up. And my pear, this thing was loaded. This is about 15 feet tall. And it is loaded. And premature, or immature rather, pears. These pears are ready to go. Sorry about the ugly background. There's nothing I can do about it. But look at these little flowers. Aren't they pretty? And I'll share the top pears with them. Look at all the pears up there, just ready to go. Oh, and over here, where the property line, our property lines meet, is my, I forgot what it's called. It's a pecan. It's a, oh, what is that called? It's a grafted, it's grafted, and I can't remember. It begins with an E, but my pecan is budding out and it's ready to go. And I put my pecan, as you can see, it's going to grow about as big as that pine tree right there. Those right there are Leyland cypress too. I bought those in 1-gallon pots about 9 years ago from Walmart. But this too is a pineapple guava that I planted at the same time, but I planted it where the garden was never tilled. Okay? And I like pineapple guavas. Their blooms are very pretty, and I like how it has silver undertones, so when the wind blows, you have some interest. And it is an evergreen, so it doesn't lose its leaves. And I have tasted the pineapple guava. It's very good. It's like eating candy. But you see the difference? Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here. Oh, my rosemary's in bloom. Okay. Pathetic looking rosemary, but I have a pathetic looking rosemary, but it is in bloom. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to go on the other side of this fence. And I'm going to show you my other citrus, my banana, my peach, and my pear. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you this. I had 2 gold plums. This gold plum is completely dead. I have no idea what happened to it. There is no life. All the way down to the trunk in the ground, there is nothing. So this one's dead. You can see I've checked to see if there was any life in it, and there's just no life in it at all. It's very sad. I don't know what happened to it. Then I have another gold plum right here. I don't know why I planted 2 next to each other, but this one is okay. This one is okie dokie. Hey buddy, your girlfriend's not out, but she's okay. She's budding out, as you can see. I'm trying to get, there you go. I don't know why my camera just will not focus today. Oh, I know. And then this pear died, and I don't know why either. I checked it, and it is. All right, going back in. I do have a video where I made this contraption. I guess I'll get it out. But there's my queen sago. She's not happy. I had to groom her. And there's a tub on the other side of this wall where my dad tore the roof off and never came back to fix it about 3 years ago, going on 4. So when it rains, the gutter empties into that bathtub and overflows, and she's getting too much water. All right, you stay here, mister. I'm just going to leave him out here. I have a cedar, I think is what this is. I'm not really sure what this plant is, but I know it's a Norfolk pine. That's what it is. And I separated another one, and these just died on me. They just died. I have no reason. And these are my succulents, and they can go out now. All right, so let's tiptoe around here. I'm going to be starting a new garden, and I have just a pear. That's all it says is pear. And I have a plum, which is a red plum, and I'm getting ready. I just got these yesterday, I think. No, day before yesterday. These muhly grass, these are pink muhly grass in 1-gallon containers. Those go to my sister. And I forgot what kind of flowers I planted here. I think they're poppy or something. I can't remember. And, ooh, you broke your limb broke. Oh, wait, this is a Persian lime, and it is full of buds, as you can see. She's in a pot. So where those 2 trees are dead, I think that's where I'm going to put her. But limes are tricky. They really hate temperatures below 50 degrees, and I really hate to keep a plant in a pot, but I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do with her. I don't know. I'll show you why I say that. Today I am going to be planting these North Pole arborvitaes. And the reason I'm planting these is I had Laura Pedlam along the driveway and they were just too big. They get 10 to 15 feet tall, 3 to 5 feet wide. So that's what I'm going to be planting today. I have my tea olives. I have to finish the landscape fabric right through here because I have moringa here and moringa there. And these are my olives. This is a first season olive that needs to be tied up. And this is my third season olive that started out smaller than that one. And for those who don't know, this is the rental property next door. It should be moving in today. I don't know. And she's looking kind of ratty. I just fertilized her, so she does have new growth coming out. This is my Dark Desire Rose. She has been with me probably 9 seasons, and I have moved her. I did film that, but it was so overexposed I couldn't use the footage. My weeping willow is starting to grow. The only reason I grow a weeping willow is because I wanted to make a structure, you know, where you can make a structure that grows, like a dome or something, like a little living igloo. And this has been in for 4 seasons. And she's the best weeping willow I have, but she's just not doing that great. In my area, these do not get huge like they do at Laura's on Garden Answer. I cannot imagine having a weeping willow that big. And these are my these are my Concord grapes right here. And I did check, and you can see the sap that keeps dripping off her because I didn't know any better. I thought she was dead, so I cut her 4 or 5 days ago. And she is still alive. I did that. I didn't know any better, guys. I didn't. Because I didn't see any signs of life. But she's back. I got 2. And I'm not growing them professionally or anything. I'm going to leave the old twigs and vines and sticks and all that. I'm going to leave all that there because the birds love to plant or put their nest in here. All right, these are my Niagaras. They're not seedless. They said they were seedless, but they're not. And as you can see, she was very prolific last year. I mean, look at all the old bunches they had. I'm sorry you're backlit. It's just that kind of time of year. But she's also alive, and again, I'm just going to leave everything the way it is because the birds use this as their habitat. And this. And the chicken coop that has sunflower seeds growing in it for some reason. Anyway, I did a video about the update on this when I cleaned it, resealed it, and moved it. Alright, over here is another redskin peach. She is budded out and ready to show off. She's already got one beautiful bloom on. Just the prettiest color. Gorgeous. And this is an Ayers pear. And she's getting ready too. I thought she had, oh yeah, she's got leaves out. And in an earlier video, you saw me refresh and fertilize all the trees. Over here, I have a pathetic looking French lavender and clover. I need to refresh my potted plants. These look terrible. Any rate, this is a dwarf Cavendish. Now, a Cavendish is a banana that you get from the store, but this is about as tall as this banana gets. And I am going to have to divide it later and move it because it's just starting to spread out. This is another pear. It's an Orient pear, and it was out there in that bare spot next to the other pineapple guava, and she was suffering really, really bad. So this Orient pear, I got to stake up a little bit better, but she held her own during that last storm and the snow. So I'm really proud of her, and she struggled for the last couple of years, but once I moved her, she's starting to bud out. And I was worried about her because her trunk looked so bad. Look at that. But I'm going to leave her alone. I think as she grows out, all that old bark will fall off. Now, over here is my Meyer lemon. And as you can see, she has blooms all over her. She looks bad because it's short and squatty because we mowed her over. We knocked her in half, broke her in half when she was just about, I don't know, a foot tall. And we hit it with the tractor. But she made it in width. But this lemon is absolutely, now this is a Meyer lemon, is loaded. I mean, as far as you can see, there are blooms ready to go. So I'm going to have a huge harvest this year. I had a good harvest last year, but I'm going to have a better one this year. This is another Satsuma, I think. I think the card is still in there. I think this is another Satsuma. I'll have to go through my old footage. But look at the blooms on this. Isn't this gorgeous? No, this is a blood orange. I'm sorry. This is a blood orange. And look at the blooms on this coming out. She's just covered in blooms. This is her fourth season. No, third season. This is her third. Little bit of frostbite. But all new growth, new blooms. I should get oranges off her this year. The fourth, once you plant citrus, probably the fourth or fifth year is when it really kicks in. Same thing for this. I think this is a brown select. But new growth, still have, this too also has some frostbite. And she's just covered in new growth and blooms. Just covered. And this is a clementine. And she struggled. This is her fourth, going on her fourth season. And she has frostbite. But she's flushing out new growth, as you can probably see in that little nook right there. Little cranny. And she produced one clementine, no, two clementines. I shared one with my client. Now look down here, this is important. You see right here? Let me zoom you in. It's getting bright, guys. I'm having trouble. Alright, you see this line right here? That's what she's grafted onto. This is the tree that she's grafted to. If you see them, pull them off. If they're close to the graft, pull them off. And over here, I have a fig that I just need to feed more. That's its problem. I just don't, because it's got all these big trees and their roots come over here and they take from them. And over here I have a Manchurian crabapple and she's budding out. Now she did produce crab apples last year, but like I said, I've got to fertilize these guys a little bit more than everybody else. Then, what a mess. I need to clean all this up. This is ridiculous. Then I have, I think it's an Anna apple. Yes. I have another Anna apple and she did great. And she is getting ready to bud out too. And again, the pole barn, a new garden going in. So what we're going to do is we're going to tiptoe. Today I got to pull up all these frost claws and fold them up. It looks ratty, but I don't care. I don't mow for the bees.